So I thought that today I would do just a little chatty video about some of the stuff that's going on astrologically at the moment. I've not done a video in absolutely ages. It's been a very slow start to the year, not in terms of life, but just in terms of astrological stuff. But yeah, just getting ready for the day. So let's chat about eclipse season and Mercury in retrograde. Oh, it's happening again. Good morning and welcome back to Girl Ascending. I'm trying a new light today to try and balance out the lighting a little bit because I think my videos are normally quite dark, so we will see. I'm like being blinded from one side, but it is worth it, so it is fine. So we have got up early. I love to get up early. I think it's just the best start to the day. I know it's not for everyone, but I find it makes a real difference to me. So we've done a little vibe reset. I've had some music on, burned some incense, had a healthy breakfast, had some really strong cold brew, so probably that's not so healthy. I'm now ready to go to the gym, just because what period are we in at the moment? Drum roll, da, 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 da. It is Mercury retrograde shadow period. So what this means is basically for the next few days we're kind of feeling that Mercury in retrograde energy, but almost multiplied. So it's like, get everything done, get all the appointments done, send out all the emails, get all the paperwork finished, because obviously when Mercury in retrograde hits, even though it's not sort of a big scary thing really, but it is a time when sometimes we can get those miscommunications, or stuff can go wrong, or there can be misunderstandings which can have uncomfortable repercussions for us later on. So we kind of want to steer away from making any big decisions during Mercury in retrograde. So this particular this particular Mercury in retrograde will be starting next Friday, April 21st, I think, and then going all the way through until the 14th of May. So it's not a huge amount of time, like 2-3 weeks, but it's definitely a time where we want to be maybe slowing down and not doing as much important stuff. So although you can see the negative of it and think, oh gosh, you know, I don't want to do the wrong thing or sign things or get myself into any entanglements during that time, you can also see it as a really positive sign that, you know, as Mercury looks to us like it's spinning backwards, obviously it's not just an optical illusion, but we can kind of think to ourselves, okay, well, how do we want to take advantage of that energy and maybe not spin backwards, but you know what I mean, just take a little break and try and not push ourselves so much, because this year astrologically has been kind of a bit up and down, because from January to March it was pretty much still, there wasn't a huge amount of cosmic activity going on, and I think everyone has kind of come from the pandemic and then moving forward into obviously this inflation period, recession, whatever, war going on, all these terrible things, and people are kind of like waiting for that good stuff to start, and everything's felt a bit sort of lackluster. I don't know if you felt that energy of things kind of, oh, what's happening, what's going on, but everything should start to kind of move forward a little bit now as we get into like the crunchy, squishy, good stuff of the year astrologically. So we also want to remember as well that we had our full moon in Libra last week, and that was a full moon all about us tackling relationships, not just not just external relationships, but also our relationship with ourselves. So this energy of relationships is still very much in the air, and it's about choosing, so proactively choosing, because you've got that strong, fiery Aries energy in the background of Libra, which can be a bit more, you know, a slower energy, a more balanced energy. So we really want to be thinking, what relationships are we choosing in love, in life, in work, in friendships, and also the one with ourselves. So we really want to be carrying those thoughts around us as we move into the next exciting part of this astrological time as well, which is, of course, I'm sure many of you know already, but it is eclipse season. So eclipses are a really great time for us to think about change, because they activate the nodes. So we have two nodes, the north node and the south node, and these really push us and press us to think about what we're doing, where we're going in life, with that kind of echo of past life as well. So our first solar eclipse of this particular solar eclipse season will be in Aries on the 19th of April, so next week, and this is going to then usher in us straight afterwards into Taurus season. So what we're really thinking about is changes, and with eclipses it's very natural to think, like, even if you weren't interested in astrology, to think, okay, this is obviously heralding in a new time, a time of change, because it is such a physical spectacle, you know. So this is a solar eclipse. We obviously get lunar eclipses as well, but what we really want to be thinking about is how are we changing, you know, what changes are coming forward. And actually with that Aries energy, it's not always particularly comfortable because there's that fieriness going on as well. And when we're thinking about the nodes of this particular eclipse season, so the two nodes that we are going to be working with, the axis as it's called, is Aries and Libra. Now these two signs are both cardinal signs, which is important as well to consider for this eclipse season, because with all of the signs in the zodiac, there are three types. You have fixed, you have mutable, and you also have cardinal, which is what Aries and Libra are. And cardinal is sort of the beginning of a season, that new beginning, and it's that energy that we're really thinking with these eclipses. So even though there may be things in your life at the moment that are clearing away, clearing a path for you, and that can feel a bit like, oh gosh, I don't know if I like this feels a bit uncomfortable, it feels a bit new, a bit weird, that is the eclipse energy supporting you into these new changes. So that's really what we want to be thinking about with an eclipse. And if you think about what an eclipse must have looked like thousands and thousands of years ago to our ancestors, they would really see them as these very potent, sorry, I can see the little birds playing outside my window, easily distracted, these really potent signs that something cosmically from, you know, the gods was happening. And although that is not quite what we read into it now in the modern world, we can still see it as like that great full stop moment to be like, okay, I need to make a change about X, Y, and Z in my life. You know, this solar eclipse is then pushing me to make a really fiery, difficult, crunchy, scary decision, but I'm going to do it, and I'm going to be supported moving into Taurus season, which is an earth sign. It's cooling down that fiery energy, it's luxuriating, it's bringing us back to the core of who we are, that Mother Earth kind of vibe going on as well. So that's what we really want to be thinking about with the Aries solar eclipse next week, that idea of making a big change, feeling supported by the universal energies around us, and knowing that after that big scary change, we're always going to feel that kind of, oh, that exhale, that come down, even if it's a change that maybe we kind of don't want to make. So for example, if you're in a job that is just not really working for you, you want to leave that job. I'm not saying to leave your job, but you know, if you're in that kind of space in your life where things are just like very turgid, because this start of the year, as I said before, has felt very like flat, you know, things aren't really moving forward. If that is how you feel, don't be afraid. You know, I think sometimes with Aries energy we get that extra boost of confidence and that extra boost of fire. And when we think about Libra energy, I always think of it as and this isn't a shady thing to say at all, but almost like a Regina George energy, like a Libra knows that she is that top girl. I think of Libra as a very feminine energy. Obviously masculine and feminine energies are available to us all, so I won't hear any nonsense about that, thank you. But we're kind of having that very masculine and that very female energy coming together during this eclipse season to really bring us a change, but also balance. So when we're going through these changes, it's almost like ripping off the mask. We're finding everything that has been concealed from us, even things that we've been concealing from ourselves as well. So we're making changes, but they're also informed changes as well. I hope that makes sense. I find that when I get into a little spiel about whatever it might be to do with astrology or tarot, I kind of like to go off about it. So hopefully that does make sense. Have a bit more coffee. The other thing as well that's kind of interesting to think about when it comes to eclipse season, or something that we think about anyway when it's the coming into a new season or a new moon or a full moon, but especially in eclipse season, sorry, is with these two node signs that we're going to be feeling and experiencing a lot, as I said before, Aries and Libra. We really want to be thinking, where are these in our chart? And also, do you have them in your big three? Are you a Libra or Aries sun, moon or rising? And also, are there people in your life who are particularly an Aries sun, a Libra sun, Aries moon, Libra moon? Because let me tell you, they may be causing you some stress this month. I apologise, this is not me, this is the universe, but you want to kind of look out for that and see how those energies are showing up for you during this time, because when we have these energies of particular signs around us, it's actually funny when we kind of check in with people around us and think, oh, actually, you know, you have a lot of Aries in your chart, you're stressing me out today, your co-worker, whatever, oh, she's a Libra moon, kind of called it, you know. So it's kind of a fun way to see how the eclipse is taking human form around us to affect those changes. But the eclipse season is a great time. It's obviously visually very beautiful, but as we're kind of ramping up now, I'll do another video because there's too much going on this year to fit it all into this one. But what we kind of want to be thinking about now is sort of 3 things really. So, okay, so top 3 things we want to be considering at the moment. So for the next few days, whilst we have Mercury retrograde in shadow, we want to be what? Finishing our business, sorting out our appointments, signing all that paperwork, sending off those important emails, and then when we have Mercury in retrograde hitting in about, you know, a week and a half, 10 days, so on the 21st, we then want to be chilling like a villain and just sitting back and not being drawn into any stress or any hassle, putting off those important decisions, marinating in them, letting them sink in a bit longer and not committing to anything for about a 3-week period until we get to the 14th of May when Mercury in retrograde is over. And obviously the third thing that we want to be thinking about is the start of eclipse season and thinking about what areas of our life are we looking to change, are we looking to shape up, and thinking of course about relationships in particular, because this is the energy that is coming to us in Aries season after the Libra full moon, and thinking about those 2 axes, the 2 nodes, the 1 axis and the 2 nodes of Aries and Libra. I think you can tell I've not filmed a video in a while. But anyway, I hope you all have a beautiful day. I'm gonna go off to the gym before my motivation leaves me. I think I've had maybe a bit too much of this cold brew coffee, but I hope you have a beautiful day. And I look forward to catching up for some more astrological chats soon. I've just realised I've got this horrible ugly box here during the whole of the video, but hopefully that's not been too distracting. But yes, take care and I will see you in another video soon.